what's good, everybody? Welcome to the closing beat. Happy Wednesday. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. Busy, apparently. Can't tell what day it is, but this is our stock market show. We do it for customers. We also do it for those of you that like to participate, play along, see what's going on generally in the stock market. So if we enjoy it, if we help you in some way, if you enjoy this in some way, hit the subscribe button. If we can help you in any way, maybe go to jazzwealth.com and check us out there. Happy to help. Well, let's get started here. You got the markets essentially treading water. If you like news, by the way, today was the day, like for news. You had all kinds of stuff going on. You got Trump and Kim meeting in Vietnam. And so that going on. You got the Fed Chairman Powell. He was finishing his testimony today. You got Cohen testifying again today. That was nasty. You got Big Pharma testifying in Congress there about prescription drug prices. You got the trade negotiator, Lighthizer. I don't know how you say his name. He says that there's still much that needs to be done on the Chinese trade war. A lot of tough talk there by him. But man, if you had like 7 TVs, you'd have had them all filled up today with all the news going on. Well, that's basically what happened. There's not really anything else to cover there. So because of that, you had the markets like, wait a minute, we got a lot of Washington news here. We got some econ news that we'll go over in a minute. And because of that, you had sort of a market that was willing to float between positive and negative. Well, the S&P and the Nasdaq, of course. And so I put that on the chart there. You can see it down at the bottom. You can see the market starting, selling off lower in the day. That's a 5-minute chart. And ultimately just sort of finishing around the flat line there for the day. So the S&P only lost 1 point on the day, not a big deal. The Nasdaq 100 gained 5. The Dow was lower today. You had some weak names in the Dow. Maybe we can cover that in just a moment. The key word here is resistance, right? So if you follow the markets, if you're looking at technical charts, the key word is resistance. Absolutely. So here's the S&P 500. We've drawn the red box to kind of just show you the resistance. We've had it on there for a while. And just crazy, just an unbelievable amount of resistance there. However, no real pullback. So you got markets not really willing to pull back, but stuck at resistance. Okay, so pretty interesting there with what you got going on overall. Let's see what we have here. We still having some problems with that. In the S&P 500, you had 24 names that still hit 52-week highs today. So there's a lot of strength out there. It's just starting to taper off. And you got a lot of people just, like we've mentioned, right, just content to sit back and kind of hold out for lower prices if we get them, or mark time. There's price correction and time correction. We've gone over this before. A price correction would just simply be a pullback that allows people to see some sort of discount, feel good about buying a dip. A time correction is just where people do nothing, right? Where there's that, we're going to go over that on Campbell's Soup, where there's just a whole lot of nothing going on, and all of a sudden you get people to sort of reignite whether they're bullish or bearish. So that's that as far as that goes. Let's try this again here. So that's the S&P 500. Not much to say Nasdaq-wise, just a small positive day on the Nasdaq, small down day on the Dow. Oil was one of the focus points today. It recovered all of what it lost on Monday after Trump's tweet. 8.3 million barrel draw. Was it 8.3? 8.6 million barrel drawdown. Almost every analyst on Wall Street that covers oil was wrong on this one. We mentioned yesterday that they were expecting to see another sort of surplus of oil. There was actually a drawdown of 8.6 million barrels, so that definitely helping the price of oil. About 2.5% on the day. Not really, not really much else going on there. Just continuing to work its way out of the bottom there. Retail had a strong day. That's because of Best Buy and Lowe's. We'll cover those in just a moment. But retail basically continuing with its little breakout pattern that you see there on the charts. I don't know if it's just me or maybe it's also part of what's going on here, but it just seems a little bit slow. We're going to move on anyways. So retail, I use the XRT to follow along with the price of retail. And that's headed back to the 200-day moving average. Every technical trader seems to think that. And so that's pretty cool there if you're participating. REITs took the day off. REITs, if you know, I'll use the ICF to take a look at that. They continue to pull back. It actually broke through its 20-day moving average for the first time, for the first time this year, if you happen to be looking at a chart. So REITs taking the day off. Totally understandable for this area, utilities, some of these things to just start pulling back. It's totally understandable, in my opinion, and welcome, actually, if it wants to. TJ Maxx, Nordstrom, and Kohl's also pulled back. Tomorrow's earnings from Nordstrom and Gap. Also, JCPenney, if you're interested. Tomorrow they'll have their earnings. Best Buy. So Best Buy, one of the headline stocks today, blasted off, closed higher by 14%, was higher by about 18%. Over the 200-day moving average, didn't close above the 200-day moving average. Technical traders will note that. I'll try this one more time, see if I can sneak this guy in there. Nope. It's just messed up, man. It doesn't want to participate. It says it's doing good. I wonder if it's just me. Someone maybe give me some yeah, frame rate. There you go. That's what's going on. So we'll just go back to this thing here until I can get some help. So Best Buy, headline stock for sure. The key thing with this today is it did not close above the 200-day moving average. So that's a big one there. If you're participating in retail, Best Buy, anything like that, it most certainly... Hey, I think I fixed it. Did I just... Oh, no? Huh? Oh, who's the man, right? Come on, I do money. I don't do tech stuff, so this is cool. All right, there's Best Buy. You can see it on the charts there. So that one did well today. I also noticed TJ Maxx, where'd that finish? 3.7%, well above the 200-day moving average now. Technical traders love that, right? Broke above all the indecision that you follow if you're a candlestick trader, technical trader. All that indecision that you saw there now safely out of the way. You're going to have a lot of bulls looking to play this back up towards 53, which really isn't too far away. I mentioned Nordstrom. Just want to show you. Nordstrom earnings coming out tomorrow. That was up today. That did well. Ahead of earnings, JCPenney. I don't know what to say about that one. That's a tough one there. So that's retail. Anyways, retail did well, and just sort of wanted to point that out. Another name in retail reported earnings, Lowe's. Their earnings really missed. Earnings per share is better, revenue lower, sales lower, but they were very optimistic going forward. And so the price of the stock actually held up today, about 2.5%. It's actually outperforming Home Depot. If you follow along with Home Depot, look at that working smoothly. Home Depot reported earnings and continued to pull back today. So Lowe's really standing out here, which is odd. Like for me, Home Depot seems like a better store overall. I don't really go to Lowe's, but hey, apparently people are, or starting to. Campbell Soup, we said we'd talk about that one here in a minute. Earnings better than expected, revenue better than expected. The overall organic sales. Remember last earnings, the focus was on organic sales and profit margins. Well, what do you think this earnings focus? Everybody was looking at organic sales, profit margins. Unfortunately, profit margins are squeezed down a little bit. Organic sales, or basically flat, anemic was the word I think I used in the description below. And you go, okay, well, why is the stock higher? Pure valuation. At this point, the price being discounted to this point, possible buyouts, although I think that was sort of pushed aside. And you got a recipe for a little bit of a rally. Now, that's a little bit of a rally. Why was it up 10% today? Look what happens when you get a little bit of a rally back into an indecision area, which is all of this. The bulls or the bears were not winning in this whole month-long trading period. When you get above that, you spark a new reason for people to buy. People that wanted to buy the stock and try to pick the bottom, people that were short and were just thinking, okay, if it bounces, I'll get out. All of that sort of happens in this area here and fuels the rest of that move. So if you're a technical trader, you're pretty happy with that. We'll see what happens. Mylan, if you follow Mylan, they make the EpiPen, generic drug maker. Missed on earnings, missed on revenue. They guided lower. They just basically were trying to reset the stock price and lower everybody's expectations. Speaking of low expectations, Office Depot. It's probably been a year since I've looked at Office Depot. In my opinion, dirty stores. They're just like not interesting. I'm always the only one in there. If you need to get your computer fixed, you go to Office Depot. If you don't have a guy, because you just get in and get out. If you go to Best Buy and try to get your computer fixed, you got to sit in the chair. You're there for 2 hours. Go to Office Depot. Anyways, apparently people have figured some of this out. Stock was higher. They beat on earnings, barely missed on revenue. Sales were a little bit lower. Overall, recovery. So Office Depot is sort of recovering. Who's not recovering? Weight Watchers. WW. So 35% decline today. Missed on earnings, missed on revenue, guided lower, and said nothing good about 2019. So they were incredibly disappointed with 2019 so far. Apparently, nobody chose to lose weight for their 2019 New Year's resolution. It's down over 60% now over the last year. So, do you like discount stocks? Do you? Do you want to play a 60% discount? If you like that one, you'll love Kraft Heinz. Down even a touch more there today, another 3% lower. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help you, but this is basically all I have to offer today. There you go. Well, let's see what we've got. Are you using OBS software? No, that won't work with all of this nonsense that I try to do every day with those tickers and scrollers and charts, and the intros and outros and everything. It just got a whole... So I should take a picture of this thing one time. Got a whole thing going on here. You guys giving help to someone? That's awesome, man. That is awesome, man. I love it. Heather, what's good to invest in for IRA? I'm 35, 25. I specifically can't tell you what to do. If you're 35, you have plenty of time to be aggressive. Be aggressive. Understand that you may occasionally see some whipsaws in the markets. Learn to love them and do it while you're still young. I'm 36, so we're right there with each other. Be aggressive. Yep. Perfect. Cool. All right, man, that's awesome. I love that, and good help there too. You guys are on it, man. Okay, so that's all we have now. Tomorrow, where's my sheet? Tomorrow we got Budweiser reporting earnings. I said JCPenney already. Autodesk, Dell, if you're interested. Gap, Nordstrom, Marriott Hotels, VMware in the tech space, and Workday, also in tech, if you like that. Lockheed Martin dividend, McDonald's dividend, Whirlpool, Pepsi, 3L dividend. I'm sorry, Lumber Liquidators. I always say 3L. Allegiant, all these are all ex-dividends, so if you own them, you got dividends on the way there. And that's pretty much it. We did the trick today, so somewhat successful. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see what we've got there. You're working on weight loss, but not Weight Watchers. Yeah, I wonder, you ever heard of the Noom thing? I see them advertise a lot. Maybe they're starting to steal some of their thunder. Yeah. Hightower, I won't say now's the time to buy Kraft Heinz, but people that say, well, I just want to buy pullbacks. There you go. There's a pullback. Did I miss JD? I usually catch those Chinese. No, JD.com. No, not yet. No earnings there yet. There you go. Sweet. Okay, well, I really appreciate you guys watching there, and I have definitely covered everything I want to cover. You enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, no closing beat on Friday. We'll be out of town here, or I will, and there's a new video in the dojo, studying the markets here within the first 40 days. What do we expect within the first 40 days, and how does it play out for the rest of the year? We've covering that in the dojo, so check that out. And we'll be back tomorrow to do this all over again. Enjoy.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new FinTips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.